Hi guys, my name's Rebecca Taylor Shaw. Welcome to my channel. I'm a mindset coach and clinical hypnotherapist, and today I want to talk about the 5 reasons that you might be obsessing on an ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife that you don't want to be back with, that you don't want to get back together with. And this can be a real challenge for people because it doesn't make sense. Logically, your mind says, it's over, it was unhealthy, I want to move on, or maybe you actually have moved on. I've had clients come to me who are ruminating or even dreaming over and over again about an ex that they know they don't want to be back together with. Even happily married people will oftentimes ruminate on someone from the past, and it doesn't make sense because, logically we say, well, why am I thinking about this person that I don't want to be with? I'm about to give you 5 reasons why that might be the case, and what you can do about it. And these reasons are rooted in the subconscious mind. So my specialty as a mindset coach is helping people clear those subconscious blocks, identify those hidden reasons why they're stuck with something, a behavior or thought patterns, and then helping them to clear those at the subconscious level so you can live your happiest life. And so when you're talking about why would I obsess on an ex that I don't want to be with? Here's the top 5 reasons and what you can do about it. The first one I'm going to mention here is what I call self-protection. So the subconscious mind is wired for survival, and it's not just protection on the physical level, but I think also on the mental, emotional level, because, we're these total beings, we're not just physical. And so even though it's not a physical survival thing, you may be thinking about ruminating on this person because a part of your mind believes, if I think about this person and the pain and the suffering that they caused me, I'll never ever let that similar type of thing happen to me again. I'm protecting myself from similar heartache or pain if I think about the pain from the past, essentially. Now, that may or may not make sense to you, although it might resonate with you, but it's a typical thing. And so that pain, the problem is it keeps you stuck. There is an assumption at some level of your mind that letting go of that pain and rumination will, again, open you to the potential of pain in a different type or a new relationship, or even maybe allowing you to go back to the past person. If I forgive them, if I let go of this pain, then I'll go back to that person. So to get out of that conundrum, to get out of that cycle, you have to really acknowledge that what you gained, what you learned from that relationship, and that you have the ability as an ever evolving, learning human being to move on, to make healthier choices for yourself. And that's a part of self-love. And so when you really realize that you don't need that constant reminder of the pain from the past to go forward in a better way, to make better choices in your relationships, you can learn, evolve, grow, and put to peace, put to rest in your mind that pain. Okay, so that's the number one thing. Second reason, which is similar, but it's a little bit different, is that your subconscious mind is holding you in this mindset of not trusting yourself. And so what that means is you maybe, and we're talking not about the conscious mind, but the subconscious mind doesn't believe that you'll make a healthier choice next time. It doesn't believe that you will make better choices in your dating scenarios. And so I've had this happen a lot with people, and they could be 10 years down the road from that breakup or that divorce. And they're like, I don't want to get out there again. They'll say, I don't trust men, or I don't trust women. And as soon as someone says that, it's like, I know and I will say, so what you're really saying is you don't trust yourself to make better choices. And they always say yes. So at some point, you've got to trust yourself to make better choices. And so I know for me, myself, that when I left my marriage of 18 years, I said, okay, I want to be a different person so that I attract something healthier. I want to be healthier, so I attract a healthier person. And I dove deep into studying attachment theory. And I'll probably talk about that in a different video. And that's why you choose the people that you choose. And I dove deep into the feminine masculine and so many different things so that I educated myself on what to look for in a relationship that was healthy. And that was the way that I developed self-trust, and also doing a lot of dating so that I could meet different people, have different experiences, and more get to know what I like, what I didn't like. So don't get stuck in that place of blaming it on that you don't trust men or you don't trust women, because that's too much of a blanket statement. That's not rational or reasonable. But what you do need to do is somehow, some way, work with someone, or do some reading and or whatever you need to do to get to this place where you trust yourself to make better decisions in your next relationship, or who you would choose to be in a relationship next. Okay, so third reason that you might be ruminating, thinking about, obsessing about an ex that you don't want to be with is because their behavior didn't make sense to you. And maybe it was their actions and their words were, not not in harmony, not in alignment, or it could be that you were going along thinking the relationship was going great, and then out of the blue, they said they want to break up. Or I had this one client, she said she was dating this guy. He was in the military. They had this like 1 year long distance relationship with a few times of seeing each other. And then one day he just went dark. She never heard from him again. And it just killed her. And she's like, this doesn't make sense to me. We shared everything. We were like best friends. And then she didn't even get a goodbye or I'm breaking up with you. And she just was in spin cycle for, by the time I started working with her, it was like almost a year, because she just couldn't understand. It didn't align with the behavior of just being ghosted like that, didn't align with the concept of who she thought this person was. And so, a lot of times people will do things, especially in the breakup phase, that don't make sense to you, because we aren't all wired the same. We are not raised the same. We're not raised with the same beliefs or values. And people, don't always reveal all aspects of themselves to us. So, I think the way to make yourself stop this pattern is to understand that maybe you'll never completely understand why this person did what they did. Maybe you'll never understand why this person broke up with you. But what I would have to say to myself is, whatever it was, that, or whatever it is, I'm going to find someone who's better for me. Okay. Number four reason why you're obsessing on your ex that you don't want to get back together with is this one I just found so fascinating, is that person, that particular relationship, and the person brought out an aspect of you that your current relationship doesn't, or maybe you've never experienced in any other relationship in your life. And so your mind doesn't want to let go of that person because it associates that aspect of you with that person. Again, let me give examples so that this will make sense to you. I had a woman who came to me as a client. She was happily married and had been happily married for probably 10 years. And she said, I need help. I keep dreaming about my ex-boyfriend. And we've been split for, 12, 15 years, but I keep dreaming about him every night and it's driving me crazy. And she said, I don't get this because it's not like I want him. I don't want to be with him, but he's there every night. So, as we were working to identify that hidden reason, what came up in our coaching and hypnosis session was that when she was with this person, that ex boyfriend, he was a musician. She was at the time really into her art. And so they had this energy with them that was in the relationship where he would sometimes be playing his music at night and she's doing her art. And then when they were together for several years, and then when they broke up, she let that part of her go. She didn't keep doing her art. And so oftentimes when we're ruminating about someone from the past, it can be that it's a call from your heart, your soul, your subconscious mind to reclaim that part of yourself that you've let go or suppressed. And so I'll give you another example. I had this other woman that was dreaming about her ex and thinking about her ex a lot, even though they'd split up years before. Um, she moved to the West Coast. He was still on the East Coast. They didn't have any contact with each other. And she had already come to the conclusion that it was a good thing they didn't end up together because um, as they got older, they just became different people with different values. You change a lot in your early 20s to your late 20s. And that's what their time frame was. So what she discovered in a session was that he had that dating experience, she had really blossomed into connecting with her, a healthy sense of her sexuality. So when she was growing up, it was always like, don't have sex. Sex is bad, all these things. So she goes and she dates this guy and she falls in love and it's amazing. And she so expresses her healthy sexuality with her boyfriend of several years. And then when it ended, she didn't realize this till we did the session. So a lot of these things, it's not like you consciously are aware that you're doing this. That's important to know. You're not consciously aware that you're doing this, but you may do it unconsciously. And that is that when the relationship ended, unconsciously, she made this decision that it hurt so badly to lose this person that she just completely cut herself off from her sensuality and sexuality. And so she basically kind of became frigid. She just wasn't connected with that aspect of herself again. So what I see is that the subconscious mind was trying to reclaim that part. In the first case, it was the woman trying to reclaim her creativity. In this case, it's the woman trying to reclaim her sexuality, her healthy sexual essence. And so the subconscious mind will do that. It will focus on things or people or aspects or times in your life when you did have that part of you accessible. And so, one other case with this. I had a woman who could not let go of her ex, even though he had cheated. It was so super unhealthy. It even got violent at the end, where he was punching holes in the wall and, scaring her and her roommates with his anger. So, the relationship ended. She's fixating on this person. She doesn't understand why she can't get rid of him in her mind. And again, through the coaching, through our work together, what she realized was that when the relationship was good in the beginning stages, she was so like, when she was growing up, a very shy girl. And when she met this guy, he just brought out her fun, playful, bubbly personality, so much so that he nicknamed her Bubbles. It's not funny. He nicknamed her Bubbles. So when the relationship ended, Bubbles kind of died. Bubbles kind of not died, but like went away. And so that's a situation where she associated that aspect of herself with the person. And in these situations, what we have to realize is like for her, it's like, no, that person didn't make you bubbly. That person kind of flipped the switch in your brain to access that part of you that can be playful and bubbly. And when you know that, then you know that no one can take an aspect from you. No one can take that part of you away, and then you can be that person again. You can be bubbly and playful, but it doesn't have to be predicated on, triggered by your boyfriend or your partner. You can be that way, um, and it's generated from within. So that's the fourth way. And if that's the case, it's really looking at that relationship and asking yourself, what did I gain from that relationship? What aspects of me came forward and really were good things about the relationship? Creativity, healthy sexuality, bubbly, adventurous nature, and then understanding that you can express those parts of yourself, and maybe you need to be expressing those parts of yourself, but you don't need that person, especially if it's unhealthy or unwanted, to reconnect with those aspects within. So that's a really powerful one. And then the final reason you might be obsessing on an ex that you know isn't healthy for you is because you have a fear that you won't meet anyone better suited for you. You won't meet anyone that's better. And this one's kind of a heavy one for me because it can bring a lot of depression. It can bring a lot of hopelessness to be in this place where you know in your heart and in your mind that this person isn't um, healthy for you or the best match for you, but you just won't let go because maybe it still was the best one you've ever had. And so I'll give an example of this. I had a client recently who had been married for a decade and was in a very unhappy, unfulfilling relationship with somebody who um, was angry a lot. Then, went on, got single, was single for about 4 years before she met this guy. They dated for about 5 months, and she could feel that even though they had so much fun together, they had the same values for health, they had the same political views, they would laugh, they had great sex, all these things were so good, but she could feel that emotionally he wasn't available. Emotionally, he wasn't, she was falling in love and he was holding back. And he didn't want to say he loved her. And he basically kind of made excuses. And then, she found out that he was still seeing other people, which was a shock to her. And she knew she needed to move on. She wanted to be exclusive. He did not. Um, they had a great time together, but it just didn't feel healthy or right to continue on. So she ended it. And then she found herself in deep depression, sadness, reflecting on, the good times, and then in this even deeper sadness because a fear was growing within her. What if I don't meet someone else? What if I should have just let the, just let us be, not exclusive for, what if I had given it more time? Would he have changed his mind? Would he have committed to me? And yet on some level, when we really started coaching through it, this guy had had a lot of trauma growing up, and maybe had, even admittedly his own issues of what he said was like a shield over his heart. So, um, what I can say to you with this last one is that if you believe that you'll never find anything better, You're right. I believe you're right. And if you believe that you're not good enough or worthy enough or beautiful enough to find someone better suited for you, who will love you, who will commit to you, who will want to be in sacred partnership with you, then you've got to do the work to believe that about yourself. And and that's probably one of the hardest ones to work on, but the most profoundly life-changing one of the five. So, um, well, that's my sharing for today. If this resonates with you, if this has been beneficial for you, please like and subscribe this video so more people see it. And it also helps me to know what kind of videos I can share with you and what topics, place in the comments if there's something you liked about this, or if there's something similar that you'd like to hear about, and I'd be happy to share. And until next time, namaste. And I wish each of you the most wonderful love.